A Marvel legend arrives. That's what it says before the trailer. This is not it. Hello, welcome to Just My Thoughts. I'm your host, Khaleel Ward. On this episode, I'll be talking about Morbius. I'm going to spoil stuff. Spoilers. If you don't want to hear spoilers, watch another review. Because I'm going to spoil stuff about this movie. Because it really doesn't make sense. The movie stars Jared Leto, Matt Smith. Spoiler alert right now, again. For some reason, if you Google Morbius and you look up the cast, right behind Jared Leto is Michael Keaton. Michael Keaton is not in this movie until the post-credit scene. I don't know why they have him there. The trailers that you've seen, they're all lies. A lot of the stuff that you see in the trailer, it's not in the movie. The scene where he's like, hey, Dr. Morbius, we should keep in contact. Not in the movie. The scene where Tyrese and the other guy is standing in the field. Not in the movie. Even when Tyrese says, you've been gone for 2 months, and then you showed up on a shipping container. Not in the movie. This movie was trying to capitalize off of Marvel and Spider-Man. When you see the trailer with him walking by the wall and you see Spidey on the wall and you're like, why is that a different Spider-Man? And the Daily Bugle is in here. And why is Michael Keaton here? They were just trying to play off everything for Marvel. Now, let's get into the story of this movie. Okay, so you have Michael Morbius. We don't spend enough time with him. The way the movie starts is weird because it starts off in like him going to that cave that you see in the trailer when he puts his hand up. Don't know why it starts that way. And then we get the flashback of him as a kid and he has this rare blood disease and you see him meet the guy that is like his best friend. He calls him Milo. He calls everybody Milo, I guess, because they don't last long. And he's been there for so long, but we don't get a lot of time with them, even as kids. They meet, he helps the guy out, and then he gets shipped off because he's really smart. And they're like, all right, we need to send you to the gifted children because you have a real gift, even though you might not live very long. So you see Milo get into some trouble, like once Michael leaves, and then he has kind of like a breaking point of getting bullied, so he doesn't like that. Fast forward, Michael is trying to find this cure, but we don't see him experimenting. We don't see him fail a bunch. You know how like most movies where you have this person trying to figure something out, they're like failing. You see a little montage of them failing, and then they finally they get it. You don't see any of that. He went and got some bats, and then he's like mixing the blood, the bat blood and the human blood, and then he's like, all right, I'm gonna try it. I'm gonna go into this boat and I'm gonna try it. That's what you see in the trailer. That part, pretty cool. That stuff, cool. When he transforms, it happens real quick. Like there's no like suspense of like, oh, okay, it might not work. It's just like, oh, he's gone, he's changed. But when he's killing people like that, it looks cool. When he's practicing his abilities, like learning what he can do, that is cool. With the sonar and everything, that stuff looks cool. It's different for like a superhero movie. That I enjoyed that part. But we don't get really a lot of that because as soon as that happens, he's just like, I can't really control it. Even that aspect was cool because he has to consume blood, but they do mention in the movie that one of his contributions to the science world was like this alternative blood that he created. And they mention that again when he meets Tyrese's character. And he's trying to take that instead of having real blood. And him figuring out how long he can go without consuming the blood and everything. That part is interesting to his character because you're like he's learning about his ability. You're learning about him. So that time we spent with him was cool. We just didn't have enough time with Michael before, he turned into the Morbius. Then you have Matt Smith. Matt Smith, again, his best friend. He's really down bad. As Morbius is trying to solve problems and, find a cure, Milo is he's just upset at the whole thing, that he has this disease and that he hasn't figured anything out. So you already know he's going to turn into the bad guy. And it's immediate where once Morbius figures it out, but he knows it's not sustainable, his best friend just does everything, takes it, and is like, we're on top of the world. Let me kill people. It's very strange. Tyrese and the other cop, pointless, useless. They don't do anything. They don't move the story forward. They just have a couple of scenes. They talk to them. They don't really work. You don't care about any of the characters. That's the main thing with this movie. You don't care about any of the characters you come across. The girl in the movie, you don't really care about her. You see she has kind of a relationship with Morbius. You don't really care about it. They don't give you anything with those characters for you to care about. It felt dry. It felt uninspired. It felt like they're so hell-bent on this Sinister Six crap that they just was like, all right, we're going to just do another villain because we did Venom. Venom is Venom. Venom knows what it is. Even something in DC like Shazam. Shazam is Shazam. It wants to be a fun, kooky movie. It's not trying to be in a universe. This movie felt like it wanted to be in a universe so bad. And it didn't focus on the characters that they were trying to introduce to us. It was like, there's 2 post-credit scenes. Makes absolutely no sense why these post-credit scenes are in the movie. And yes, I'm going to spoil it. The first post-credit scene, it happens, spoiler alert, for Spider-Man No Way Home. When the purple stuff opens up, right, and people are going back into their universes, somehow Michael Keaton gets plucked from Marvel and he's put into this particular movie, right? And he ends up in a cell, which is weird, and they escort him out. Then there's another scene where Morbius is driving, don't know why, and he goes out into the middle of the road, and who comes? Vulture, with his outfit on. And he's like, I've been studying you, and I think I'm here because of Spider-Man. There's no mention of Spider-Man at all in this movie, but in the post-credit scene, he goes, I think it's because of Spider-Man, and he's like, I think we should team up. And Morbius is like, I'm interested, which makes no sense because the entire movie, he's saying, I don't want to kill people. That's what he's saying the whole movie. Like how Venom, Eddie Brock and Venom, and Brock is telling Venom, you can't eat people. Morbius the whole time is saying, I don't want to eat people. I have to find a way to mix some stuff in so I can have the alternate blood. I don't want to eat people, but he's gonna team up with Vulture and be a bad guy. It makes no sense. This movie, yes, it's bad. Have there been worse superhero movies? Yes, Fantastic Four. Some of the recent X-Men. Way worse than this. It's just this has no real direction. It doesn't know what it wants to be. It wants to be in a universe. Like, hey, pick me. I want to be in this universe too. And it's just not a very good movie. There, said it. It's not a very good movie. I know people are going to check it out because it's a superhero movie, but it's pretty bad. And I went to go see it. I'm not thinking it was going to be good, but I just wanted to see what it was going to be about. Because, they kept pushing it back, and they just took stuff out of the trailer. It was... Have you seen it? Let me know what you thought about it. Again, I like the way Morbius moves around and the way his abilities look. It was hard to see the fighting because it's so dark and everybody was moving so fast. And the ending, it just kind of ends real quick. It wasn't no superhero moment at all. It didn't feel earned. And it was just, it's something that's just going to pass in a week or two. People are going to forget about it. Next thing, Moon Knight or Miss Marvel or something. But this is not it. This is not a Marvel legend. This is not a Marvel hero that you're going to talk about in a month. But those are just my thoughts. Thanks for watching. Thanks for listening. Deuces.